in just a couple of seconds. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what that map is going to be. Do you happen to know, Sean?
Looks like our map list is going to be, interestingly, I would have said Backwater Gulch, but that doesn't look like it's the map. I believe it's going to be Metalopolis. We're going to get a confirmation from the players.
I think so. So that's going to be starting here in just a couple of seconds.
That's a very comfortable position for the Zerg player to be in on a map like Metalopolis. Up 1-0. I know that Sheth has a lot of experience on that map. So definitely looking forward to see him playing that off as we proceed. But it's going to, yes, it is indeed Metalopolis, the MLG edition of it. Kiwikaki, even when he pulls back from doing all those crazy strategies and whatnot, he has very solid straight-up play, so I would not be surprised to see him just opt to do that in this game, thinking, you know what, I'll do one crazy game, return back to normal, and I'll be absolutely fine.
Now, looking at the maps eliminated from both these players, Kiwikaki taking out Typhon and Zelnaga, Sheth taking out Tal'Darim and Backwater. So Metalopolis will be our next game. We are going to get that hosted here in just a couple of seconds. Sheth putting his headphones back on, fixing his hair to make sure that he looks quite good on camera.
But right now, it looks like Team Liquid doing very well in this tournament thus far.
It's very true.
Both players have joined the game. If Sheth wins this game, he's going to be up against the winner of Idra DDE.
Yeah.
As we've seen in the upper bracket, players like Select getting the chance to play the same matchup a lot of times in the row, but Sheth is going to have to do the variety pack. He's either up against a Terran or a Zerg, so same for Kiwikaki. He could be up against DDE. Looks like Sheth actually taking a little bit of a break in between the games. The players have joined. Kiwikaki's ready to roll, but Sheth just needs a little more time in between because, you know, those nerves have gotten to him in previous tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, we saw right after that game, he actually couldn't really believe that he won, I don't think. He was putting his hands like this, was a little bit shaky after that, so he might just need a couple seconds to collect and think about that game. Now he's back. There's Sheth. He's back to smiling, Sean.
There's Sheth. And you know what that smile is? I just told him that he didn't get roach. Smile is, I just told him that he didn't get roach speed in the last game, so that's that little grin. So there's the good luck, have fun, and the good game. Always want to make sure the players know exactly where they were at in those matches. And now we're starting the game between Rain Kiwikaki and Liquid Sheth. The second game of our third match here at the North American Battle.net Invitational. They're duking it out for that $10,000 first place prize. And what else?
A chance to go to Blizzcon in October, Sean, which I got to say a lot of these players are probably looking forward to a little bit more than that $10,000. Now we do have Liquid Sheth spawning here as the blue Zerg at the 9 o'clock position on MLG Metalopolis, and his opponent from Rain is going to be the red Protoss, Kiwikaki.
Now, Kiwikaki can't really early expand very safely on this map, not just because of the formation of it, but also because Sheth is so aggressive at trying to deny that sort of play. You'll see him do the Roach Ling pressure, or even just straight up regular Zergling pressure.
Now we'll have to see what he's going to do, and a pylon down here at the bottom portion of his ramp.
Looks like it's going to be a little bit of the dangerous early expand. It's not impossible, but it poses a lot of big threats. You can even get Spine Crawler rushed if you do that. If your opponent goes for a fast enough layer, he can just build the Spine Crawlers right outside the front, defend with a few Zerglings, and what can you do? Send a Lone Zealot out? LOLJP.
That's true. The other stipulation is that you might have to be Nest T to do that, because he's one of the only Zergs that we've seen pull it off in tournament play over at the GSL. Kiwikaki is about to find his opponent. Sheth, however, is looking like he might be going for a 14 gas, and then probably a 14 pull right after that.
Sheth indeed throwing down that gas on any map but Shakuras. I mean, Sheth loves doing this. I mean, Shakuras you can generally get away with a little bit more of the expand focus play, getting those 3 hatches up quickly. But on this map, because Protoss will not be expanding very often, and there are huge open spaces, you need those Zerglings with speed to cover all the attack paths. And amazingly, Kiwikaki going to go straight for the Nexus, I believe.
Wow. That is, well, no.
Oh, there's the Forge going down. That is a Forge on 17, the latest Forge that was ever built.
I think this is very similar to what he did last game before. The Nexus is going to be coming down very, very soon after that Forge. We're going to have to see what the wall-off will look like. Probably going to place down a gateway next to that Forge and maybe the cannon right behind that pylon or right behind that depot. But jumping back over into Sheth's base, he does start that queen. Does start 2 sets of lings, a little bit different from last game, pulling off those drones from the gas to make sure he can get that metabolic boost. Of course, the increased movement speed for the lings very, very quickly. There is the photon cannon actually going down in front of that pylon, and a second one to the right of the Nexus.
And as you always like to find the faces, JP, here is an eye, another eye and nose, and the most Sour Patch Kids smile I have ever seen. I don't know if you've ever had those. Man, those are tardy.
Those eyes are definitely placed a little bit weird, but that's a big nose. I think that would be called the clown face, Sean.
Indubitably, JP McDaniels. We do see the 2 cannons planted at the front, the gateway completing the wall off, 1 geyser up. We already know that Kiwikaki could have multiple no geysers incoming, JP.
Maybe so, maybe so. Now, this is actually an awesome little building placement here from Kiwikaki. He actually cannot, or Sheth cannot actually penetrate that, so he's going to go ahead and fall back to his base. Has started that hatchery at his natural. The probe is still scouting around. They're in the main base, the queen trying to find the best path to actually get over and take it out. He does steal some minerals. Second queen pops out. Probe goes ahead and dies. Overlord here in the main base of Kiwikaki, sneaking in, trying to find exactly what the Trickster toss is up to.
And speaking of early expands being problematic, we see 3 cannons having to get built. Notice the second cannon was built before the gateway, very unusual. But then to have 3 cannons constructed, that again goes to show you how difficult it is to early expand on this map. But given the fact that we still see only 1 geyser, I really think this is a sign that Kiwikaki is going to be doing the same 7-gate push twice in a row.
Well, he does have some pylons scattered about through his base, so we can split up his gateways like we saw the last time. Cybernetics core does go ahead and finish. Stalker is being produced, as well as that Warp Gate research. Third base being started, almost complete from Sheth. We'll have to see what Kiwikaki can do. I'm waiting to see a huge influx of gateways here. We might be seeing those as soon as this Overlord dies, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the one ace in the hole for Sheth. The fact that this Overlord has spotted no gas here. He can use his Zerglings to see no gas here. He sees that forge researching. No doubt in my mind that we are going to be seeing a Roach Warren thrown down relatively soon for our Zerg player. Here comes the Floodo gateways. There's the first 4, the first 5, and I do believe 6-7 will be right around the corner.
Just a pylon for now. That Overlord is sneaking back in. Is it going to actually see it? Does see a second gas. That might be Kiwikaki trying to throw his opponent off.
Oh.
I think it saw 2 gateways warping in. Is that gas going to be canceled?
Wow.
No, it does not look like it is.
Looks like Kiwikaki is actually going for a 6-gate push with a modern twist, getting those extractors, excuse me, the assimilators up very, very soon to begin mining a lot of gas for his little Protoss self. This is a very wacky sort of mix coming out of Kiwikaki, and it's again this idea of balance. It's kind of what we were talking about when we saw Huck play. He gets 2 early geysers, and well, you know, most people do that when they're going for the fast DT, but Huck's going to balance that strategy by sometimes going with a fast expand with just lots more sentries. And is Kiwikaki actually going to take a third? That would blow my mind.
Well, he's going to lose his Zealot first as some lings come in from Sheth to clean that Zealot up. He hides the probe there over on the right side. Some more lings joining up with their compadres. They're going into the natural. Is he going to try to snipe that assimilator? It looks like that is what Sheth plans to do. Does lose a couple of lings there. Actually losing quite a bit of lings. Still wants that assimilator dead though. Zealot could be able to kill a couple more lings. And another Zealot coming in. He's not even going to get that assimilator, losing so many lings. They are going to go chasing a probe though. They do in fact get that. Zealot cleans it up. And Sean, that probe looks like it might be trying to take that third like you were talking about. Now, why does this surprise you?
This surprises me because Kiwikaki has already devoted a lot of resources to setting up some nice aggression. This would be devastating if this one Nexus got picked off. I do believe we will be seeing a Twilight Council relatively soon out of Kiwikaki. There's no real other way that he can defend all these bases and hope to have a good sustained economy for the late game. He needs to wall off this backside as well. Kiwikaki doing a very modern build order, but the placement is sort of neglecting how much counterattacking is popular with Zergs nowadays.
Now we see Roach speed is being researched for Sheth. Don't have a panic attack, Sean. He's actually getting it this game. Some nice force fields here from Kiwikaki. Are going to catch some Roaches behind them. Sheth is still reinforcing this attack. Quite a bit of Roaches, but Kiwikaki does have quite a bit of warp gates. Here he goes again. Oh, some great force fields. He is going to get a couple of Roaches there. Some more reinforcements from Sheth. That is a lot of Stalkers and Sentries. They will be able to take down these Roaches easy peasy, it looks like.
And without that speed upgrade, they won't be able to get away, but have no fear, for Glial Reconstitution is here. And there they go off speeding with their Nitro packs. Darting back to pick off Zealots every now and again, but man, Sheth, the master of manipulation, pulls that army from Kiwikaki to the wrong angle and kills off the third base. And Kiwikaki now wrapping around those Roaches. Some great force fields, but the army size of Kiwikaki is not very big.
Uh-oh, Sheth is coming from behind right now on Kiwikaki. The force field there denying his units moving up a little bit. And Sheth is looking like this is going to be a big attack. He might be able to attack from both sides here. He does have quite a few Roaches at that third. How much energy do these Sentries have? It does look like quite a bit. He might just be able to force field off the ramp behind him. Here come all of the Roaches. Oh no, he spins the force fields in the front.
Oh no!
He might not have enough. He's not going to have any force fields, and Sheth is taking Kiwikaki's army out as the observer will be observing the death of the army.
Sheth obliterates this force, a dominating performance in Game 2 after the crazy 7-gate defense in Game number 1. Everything lining up with Sheth. He always says he just needs to get that first game out of the way and then he can play normally. Oh, the assimilator falls and Kiwikaki gives the good game. That means that Sheth will advance 2-0, and there's the smile. He's even a little bit surprised that he won that. But you know what? That really goes to show that all that practice that he has been putting in South Korea has been paying off so much. Looked a level above Kiwikaki in that game.
And as always, Kiwikaki's happy to shake your hand, even though he just lost that game. We did see Greg Idra Fields warming up there. He's going to be in our next match against DDE, but
he notably sometimes doesn't shake hands. That is right. Idra, the bad boy of esports, is going to be going up against DDE, who has held the #1 ranked position on that Grandmaster rating for a very long time. He's been falling down as of late, but I mean, just has been way up there for a long time. And whoever wins between Idra and DDE will be playing against Liquid Sheth as we take a look at the brackets to see how this U.S. Invitational is going thus far. Excuse me, North American Invitational.
We see Kiwikaki, of course, just losing to Sheth there. 2-0. Sheth will move on. He's going to play the winner of EG Idra versus 6jacks DDE. Can DDE continue in the footsteps of his teammate Terran and do very, very well in this tournament? Terran, of course, winning the Latin American Invitational. Going down into the lower bracket is, of course, going to be Ostajoy playing against his opponent, who, of course, just lost against TT1 is the player there, as I'm trying to figure that out, of course. And then Kiwikaki playing the loser of Idra DDE. That's all going to be broadcasted here later today, Sean.
Yep, we're literally broadcasting 100% of matches at this tournament event.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are very excited for Idra DDE. It is the last match of the first round game, so a lot of people now have the opportunity to get up and watch it, as we did start at 9 a.m. There you see at 11:45 a.m. is when that match will begin. How do you think that's going to play out?
Well, Idra probably won't GG if he does actually lose, but we'll have to see. I know Greg has been playing quite a bit, so it's going to be a ton of fun. Idra versus DDE coming up in about 15 minutes. I'm JP.
I'm Day9. Don't go away. See you right after this.